What was the worst day for you? Would you say last Friday or January 20th, 2021?
Friday.
Friday was worse.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Nanodosing. It is Tuesday. It's June 11th. And today's show is brought to you by House of the Dragon. Dragons are back. Officially back. You like imagine?
We got the Hot D sponsorship.
Hot D.
That's big.
Is that what you're calling it?
That's big. That's what I call it. Yeah.
You're a big fan of Hot D?
Yes, sir.
All right, here's some Hot D for you. Open wide, Hot D coming through. The global phenomenon is back. Prepare for a summer of dragons. New season of the Golden Globe-winning HBO original series House of the Dragon. The acclaimed series returns with more betrayal, more shocking twists, and of course, even more dragons. Following the brutal murder of Rhaenyra's son, House Targaryen is split into two warring factions. Westeros is on the brink of civil war. With House Targaryen divided, the kingdom must choose to support King Aegon's claim to the Iron Throne or back Queen Rhaenyra's return to power after she gets sent to exile. There are two sides to every story, with both sides have dragons. The choice is to bend the knee or burn. Don't miss the show everyone will be talking about Sunday nights. Season 2, House of the Dragons, premieres this Sunday, 9 p.m. on Max. This Sunday, 9 p.m. Be there. See how the rivalry began by watching Season 1. Listen to the official podcast on Max or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, we're back. Dragons are back, too. I'm very excited about that.
I got to watch a season 1 recap before Sunday.
I need to watch at least one YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe even two. We'll see how I feel. But we're back. The boys and girls are fresh off their trip to San Diego from late last week. You guys have a good time?
No.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Yes, you did, bro. Cut the games.
Thursday, good time. Friday, in the running for the worst day of my life. And then I came home, so that was really it.
You just experienced what everybody experiences when they have a good time.
Nah, you drugged me.
Facts.
Oh, no. Arian Cosby?
That's what they're saying.
What happened?
The Diddy connection makes sense.
What was the worst day for you? Would you say last Friday or January 20th, 2021?
Friday.
Friday was worse.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So we went to the Padres game where Arian threw out the first pitch,
How'd that
which
go?
he bounced. And we were sitting, I will say, Arian gave me an incredible gift to the Padres as well, which was our seats were literally the first row next to the on-deck circle. Like, Arian was talking to Fernando Tatis. Like, they were unbelievable. And so you get unlimited food and alcohol and all that. You have a server. So every time, so I ordered a vodka lemonade at the start of the game. Mm-hmm. And by the time I had finished it, Arian had brought two more. And that just continued for 9 innings, plus the extra hour after the game that the bar in the club was open.
It sounds like Arian was a great friend.
That's what it sounds like to
So
me.
this was 4 hours of not stopping drinking vodka lemonades.
While watching professional baseball from the front row.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
With all the chicken wings and
Yeah, we were eating a
hot
ton
dogs,
too.
pretzels.
So good pretzels at Petco Park, by the way.
Yep.
So, you know, and then we went to a country line dancing bar after that, which I had never seen before.
Why did y'all take me there? Whose idea was that?
Oh, we did not take you there. We just followed.
Whose
I don't know
idea
who.
was that?
It was one of those things where it was like kind of the only bar open at the time that we were out.
Not a lot of people staying out late in San Diego.
Really?
It was a Thursday night, so I guess, you know, maybe Friday and Saturday it's more, but yeah, not a ton.
I did see a great video from Big T from that bar doing the line dance solo.
It was not. I wasn't lying. I didn't know how they knew what to do. I was just vibing solo.
Wait, you were just freestyling that dance?
I don't know what dance it was, but whatever it was, yeah, I was just freestyling.
That was just a pure Big T dance.
Yeah.
Can we please put that video in right now?
I'd rather we
so that
didn't.
people can. No, you were doing good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was impressed. I thought it was something that you rehearsed before a wedding or.
No, that was just I didn't understand how everybody there knew what to do for each song, and we talked to somebody who said like, you just go there all the time and like each dance has a name and you just kind of learn them. and then you go back and you.
I'm usually hip on like dance, even like line dancing. I know how to two-step. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how good I was doing because I was a little faded, but I know how to two-step. I know how to do a lot of the dances and stuff. But even if you don't, you can pick it up by the time the end of the song is because it's always usually pretty simple. They were doing something in that motherfucker that was so complicated that I was like, there's no way everybody just knows how to do this. And what she said was afterwards, we talked to her, they were saying like, there was like, they made up, it's made up. It's like a local made up thing at that bar that she said it took her like a year to learn. Because it was very intricate. I was like, there's no way these motherfuckers just joining in on this.
And they just kept playing song after song after song where everybody knew the dance. It was pretty interesting. But so then we went there.
But wait, I wanna focus on this line dance that you did, Big T.
It wasn't whatever I did was not a line dance. It was just me dancing.
I think you might have invented a dance.
Maybe I don't remember exactly what it was.
Like we're due for a new dance, and I think you just did it.
We're due for a new dance.
I do. All I remember is like spinning around at one point, and then I hit the floor, and I was like, "Holy shit, that was a poor choice."
I have that video. I do have that video.
There's a lot of cowboy arms. Like last
Can you please share the video with me, Arian, of Big T falling?
I got you. I'm gonna send it to you. My son has my phone. He's ordering food right now.
I'll keep it offline.
Well,
No, but I'm serious. Like I think you just did. Like that's big. It's the Big T.
Maybe
The double hand that you were doing with the drinks.
I recall that. Yeah.
That was a good move.
Yep. I forget what song it was, but it was something about drinking, which was apt. So I got home at like 2:30 in the morning, went to sleep, and I woke up the next day and got out of bed and still stumbled. Like I was still a little buzzed.
Mm-hmm.
And then like an hour later, it just all hit me at once, and it was a bad time. It was a bad time. This was at about 10:30 a.m., and I had to check out of the hotel at I think maybe even 10. Because they came and knocked on my door. I was like, y'all got to leave. I'll be back whenever. So that was a bad time. And then
Is it sad that Big T's saying this? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is a pretty standard weekend night. If I'm out on a
all right,
trip somewhere.
I have a picture that I'll send you.
And then you wake up and then you start to feel worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me send this to you. I didn't show.
I don't want it.
Arian's the only person I showed this to.
What if Big T just became like a party guy podcaster? Plan T.
Let me tell you, I unequivocally, I will never drink alcohol ever again.
I'm gonna get you.
Ever.
I'm gonna get you all the Plan Brie merch. Just the hungover hoodies.
Sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
It was funny. He was explaining his experience, and I was just like, "You just experience what everybody in America goes through when they have fun." Like,
I just sent you a
that is
picture.
it. You did it.
All right. What is this picture gonna be of?
I can't tell you.
Nasty.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Okay.
Trigger warning.
Yeah.
Oh, you puked in your tub.
Well, so I was.
That's a lot of chicken wings.
Yeah, dude. It was chunks.
Yeah.
Well, I came
wait,
back. Like,
wait, is that a bone? Is that a full bone?
No.
so I had a bratwurst, and I had a few of the corn dogs, and then I think I had some fries.
We had everything.
And I was eating all that, and then I went down because all my homeboys from high school, they was all in downstairs at the bar thing, and then I came back, and Big T was eating, but I came back, he was eating more, and I was like, why are you eating so much? He's like, it's free. He said, you got
Yeah, I mean, we weren't going to
Take
waste.
advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
the experience.
It was a lot of poor decisions stacked on top of one another, but I was a victim. I was drugged. So Friday wasn't that fun, but I made it through.
Yeah, you did. Now we got to get you back on that horse.
I will never, ever drink again.
Well, here's the thing, Big T.
I'll take that bet.
Here's how a hangover gets better. You can go to CVS. You can get a body armor. You can have aspirin, Tylenol. Actually, never do Tylenol because Tylenol, it hits your liver, so that's bad for a hangover. You just gotta have another drink. If you had
Everybody kept saying that, and
Hair of the dog.
the
tried to
thought
tell them.
of consuming, I didn't eat all day Friday. The thought of consuming anything was horrifying.
it's the hair of the dog.
Let alone alcohol.
You say that. Everybody says that. Oh, that's the last thing I want is a drink. No, it's the best. You get like 3-4 good sips down, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm back.
That's called alcoholism.
No, it's just called tapering off.
No.
Got taper
There
off.
was no chance I could have consumed alcohol on
Because
Friday.
here's the thing with alcohol, you get dependent to alcohol. Your body can get dependent on it, which is why it's very dangerous if you just quit drinking cold turkey. If you are like a full-fledged alcoholic,
Can't you die from that?
yeah, if you're a bad alcoholic and you just stop drinking entirely, you can die from it, from withdrawals. But to like a lesser extent, a hangover is just alcohol withdrawal. It's also usually like dehydration. But it's your body being like, oh, there's no more alcohol. What do I do now? You just have a little sip. They call it the hair of the dog. Have a little sip. Maybe have 1 or 2 drinks. You feel way better. And
No chance.
then you can kind of chill out.
It was a bad time to try to chill out Friday.
It was bad.
Well, I'm glad you had fun, though. I'm glad Thursday
Yeah.
was fun. And again, the line dance is incredible. I want to learn it. I want to learn that thing. Arian, you had a good time. You were getting warmed up like an hour before your first pitch.
They don't really warm you up like that. First off, don't. I see you trying to butter this turkey before you put it in the oven, but let me stop you right there.
You threw probably 15 pitches.
Yeah, okay. You throw pitches to people in an outfield that is an approximation of how far you're going to throw, and throwing on a mound is entirely different. And on top of that, I was a little drunk, and it's okay. I'm not a baseball player. If you give me if I throw that pitch 9 times out of 10, I'm going to throw a good pitch.
Okay.
I promise you I would.
Then why didn't you?
I literally did. You saw me warming up, and I was throwing good balls. I said 9 times
And
out of
then
10,
you got out there and spiked it 40 feet from the plate.
It was not 40 feet from the plate. Stop it, bro.
No, it's probably 40 feet from the mound.
It's
It's probably
5 feet from
20
the plate,
from
bro.
the
I was like right by the plate. It just hit the ground first. It is what it is.
Arian, just like the rest of America, caught cricket fever last week. So
Nah, I don't.
cricket
Cricket fever. It is what it is. It wasn't because people are like, oh, it's the pressure. It's like I played in front of people. All that. None of that mattered. What mattered was the reason why I threw it like that was because you could either do one or two things. I could have lobbed it in there for a nice little thing and everybody being cool and being happy. But I went for it. I went for that 75-mile-an-hour fastball. And when you go for that, given all those circumstances, that was an option or a possibility that could happen, and it happened. And it is what it is.
I actually really wish we would have asked if they could have had a radar gun on it to see how hard you threw it.
I threw it pretty hard. It just wasn't that good.
Yeah, it looked like it had some velocity on it. But
No,
if
I
you've never
threw it.
thrown off a mound before, it's way different.
That was literally my first time throwing off a mound too. And also I thought the mound was an actual mess. It's like dirt, and then it's just like a piece of stuff built into the dirt, but it's not raised. I thought it was like raised. It's not raised.
Wait, what do you mean?
The mound isn't
The
raised.
rubber?
It was like a flat piece of rubber, like that didn't have any kind of
Well,
different,
it's dug into the ground.
but it didn't have any different elevation than the ground.
Well, so over the course of the game, the pitchers will like dig their cleats into the dirt, and it'll create like a little hole there. So it does. But at the start of the game, it's like flat.
Oh, well, I didn't know any of that.
But that would have been probably harder for you if there was like a hole there.
Nah, you get more leverage to push off of. That's probably why they do it.
Were you concerned at all with airmailing it?
No, I was literally just trying to throw it as hard as I could, and it's just a bad throw. I just no excuses. It was a bad throw, horrible throw.
It could have been worse.
Sure, it wasn't like 50s. You know what I mean? I had an idea of where it was going. I held on to it too long. That's what it was.
If it was going to be bad, I wanted it to be worse.
That's
was
what
not-
everybody was saying.
It was
Not
not
bad
bad enough
enough.
for me to like truly clown it.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. Like not the throw sucked. It did, but that's not what I meant. It was like it wasn't bad enough to be funny,
And it wasn't good enough to be
but
like,
it wasn't
wow.
good.
Yeah, it was still funny.
You reacting to it was funny because you were just
Yeah.
so sure of the fact that you were going to throw like a 70-mile two-seam fastball.
Yeah, man. Life gives you turns. You just gotta roll with it, man. It's all good.
You just have to make lemons out of lemonade and then put vodka in them and give them to
give
the
'em-
team.
Maybe if there's another major league team that would like to give Arian a redemption,
Yeah.
Ooh,
a
the
web
Ast-
redemption.
I will
Astros.
get my
Another
get back.
hometown.
Yeah. A different
I will-
hometown.
I will get my get back. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, Houston Astros. If you're listening,
Yes.
let's get Arian out there. We'll have Big T sitting in first row with a trash can. Here comes some junk. No, they're definitely not going to do it.
We'll find. There's 28 more teams.
There's 28 more teams. Yeah. So everyone else, well, Big T, you did not have a good time.
Thursday was a good time. Friday was bad time.
Ladies, did you guys have a good time?
Very good time. It was very fun.
San
Yeah.
Diego has got to be fake life.
That's what we kept saying, yeah.
I don't get how everyone in the country isn't clamoring to get there like they are to like New York City, where they're like, oh, the big city. Get to San Diego. Get to La Jolla. It's stupid fake there.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful, and there's sea lions everywhere, and it's 70 degrees. Everyone kept saying, sorry about the bad weather. It was 70 degrees and not an ounce of rain. I'm like, what are you apologizing for?
They say that to people just to fuck with them.
Well, no, it was very cloudy. They said
Yeah.
it's the June gloom.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
kept saying it's the June gloom. I was like, well, I wish somebody would have told me that. I was told there's no clouds here.
Is that the Marine Lair? They call it the Marine Lair?
Something like that,
I remember
yeah.
from last year's like PGA Championship or whatever.
Boats everywhere.
Yeah.
There was
It
a
was
ton of
very
Navy planes, or wait, are there Navy planes?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Navy
there was.
planes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Military.
Yep. Military. That's
military planes. It was like
boats and
your heaven,
planes.
PFT.
Yeah, that's where the Top Gun school is.
Yeah. We went to the place Top Gun was filmed.
What?
Yeah.
Did we or
Well,
no?
Yeah,
Coronado.
Coronado.
Oh,
Island.
we did,
You
yeah.
see any cool planes?
We saw a ton
There
of
was
cool
one.
planes.
There was it looked like, I don't want to plain guess, but it
No, this is like a
Was
police,
that the one that
it's
was
like a police
flying?
sketch.
It was
Yeah.
a very big plane. It looked maybe like a bomber.
thick.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I
Thick
took a
plane.
video
like
of it.
real thick.
Let me find it.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
let me
It was
see
pretty thick.
I'm gonna guess it's a C-17 Globemaster.
I got the end of
Fucking
it, so
dweeb.
I'm not
We're
sure
doing
how
a,
much.
We're doing a police sketch right now. Describe to me the plane. I'll tell you what it was.
That was the only one we saw while we were there.
I
It's
got
probably a
the
Globemaster.
real end of it, but
What color was it?
gray?
Gray.
Yeah, looking like a Globemaster.
Are they not all gray?
They're not all gray. You ever seen a B2? You seen a B-117?
I would have guessed those were gray.
Oh, they're black.
Oh.
Stealth bomber.
Yeah, we sent it.
Those are gray.
Stealth bomber is not gray. The B-2 bomber is not gray.
I thought those were black.
You think it's gray?
You're gonna look me in the eye
Mhm.
and tell me that this is not gray.
That's not gray.
What would you call it?
That's not gray.
It's not black.
It's not gray. That one in the middle doesn't have the final coating on it.
That's a smoky gray.
B-2 bombers, not gray. Okay, Mackenzie, did you send it?
Yes, I sent it in
Okay.
the group chat.
Let's see. I will identify this plane.
It's very tail end of it, so I apologize.
Oh, so
for
I only get the back end?
Yeah.
Makes it harder.
Let's see. Oh, no, that's not a Globemaster. What is that? We couple props on there.
Yeah.
That might be a strato tanker. Might be a refueling plane.
Oh.
She was thick.
Yeah.
She was sick.
Anyways, yeah, San Diego seems like an awesome time.
Yeah.
This might just be me watching the movie Civil War a couple weeks ago talking, but
You really liked that movie.
that's all I think about. But
Don't forget the lessons.
I think so. In the movie, it's like Texas and California, they unite, beat back the federal government. If we're doing a draft of states you would want on your side in a civil war, I actually don't think I'd take California.
They might be there in the 40s for sure.
No, they've got like the biggest military, like them in Texas.
Are you talking just population?
They've got money. They've got military bases. They've got military equipment, hardware, things like that.
I was thinking more in terms of the populace.
You're thinking like hippie.
Yeah.
Like, do I want a hippie fighting in my civil war? No, you have to take into account California is a very, very big state with a lot of people that live there, and they've got a lot of military equipment and money, and they would probably do pretty well. But I
Wait,
also,
you think it's just hippies that live in California, bro?
Well, no, there's actually middle of California. There's some good red-blooded Americans that live there, but the top and bottom.
There's some Nazis out there too. Actually, there really is.
yeah, no, it's a big state, very diverse state. I just feel like if you were to tell California, like, okay, you're in a civil war, they'd get to Nevada and they'd be like, why do we want this? Like, we've already got California. Let's just stay here and make this our own country. So I don't think I don't think that they would have the proper motivation to really excel in a civil war. I think Texas might run into the same issue. where they love Texas so much after they get up to the hills, they're just like, let's just go back to Texas.
So what's your 1-1 state?
It might still be Texas.
I think it has to. Big, rednecks, guns.
Yep.
That's
And they love themselves. That's
Yep.
a big part of it too. Where like I couldn't see Texas taking up arms on behalf of Florida.
You'd have to convince them that the cause was worthy.
They just
but
be like, let us be ourselves. Let's just secede.
they've done that before.
They have, yeah. I still think Texas would be my 1-1 of states to draft in Civil War.
Why is that?
Because they get a lot of money. They've got kind of same reasons as California. A lot of money, a lot of weapons, a lot of military bases.
Wait,
Lot
I thought
of
you said
land.
you wouldn't draft California high.
Yeah, but I feel like Texas has that certain element. Like they've seceded from the United States. They seem like their governor would be more inclined to
He's in
fight a
wheelchair.
war.
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but he loves making a name for himself. Greg Abbott loves the splash plays.
He's a dork.
I mean, can you name another state that you would want on your side if you were going to be like, okay, which state is fighting for me?
Florida.
You'd rather have Florida?
Yeah, just crazy people.
Florida's number one. Just the most insane situations, and I mean, by and large, that has the most viral. That would be a fun thing to count. Which state has the most viral moments for like wild shit? It's definitely Florida.
Florida, without a doubt, yes.
You don't think New York beats that?
Nah,
I think it's Florida.
because
You
New
get-
York would just be like secluded to some downtown parts here and there, subway stations, stuff like that. Florida's
Yeah, but
the
a lot
entire
happens.
state.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Florida, you get the good combination of like crazy methed out bath salt people. You get rabid rednecks. Oh, you know what state would be really good? Sneaky. Louisiana. I would take Louisiana.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like the Washington crossing the Delaware River painting, except it's just Coach O on the front of a fan boat. Just
That's sick.
just shit face rolling into DC.
That could be a nice painting to commission.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That'd look nice in your house.
It would look very nice in my house. And also, DC is a swamp. It's built on a swamp. They're very familiar with swamps.
True.
I feel like they could get around. Fun fact. Oh, we didn't talk about the anniversary of D-Day. That was last week. The person that designed the boats that landed at D-Day, that was just a dude from the swamps of Louisiana. And he built those to get around the swamps. Ended up saving the world.
Love that.
Shout out Louisiana. That's the dude of the week, whoever that guy was that designed those boats. Yeah, Louisiana would be in my top 3, I think. And then, yeah, Florida, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, united. That's going to be tough to beat back.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, too.
It's big.
They're not on the level of Florida and Louisiana.
Also, there's nothing in the middle of Pennsylvania,
Well, that's probably where the crazies are.
but like there's no people. Very, very secluded.
Penn State.
Talking shit about everybody's state right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Ohio. I don't have much room to talk.
What else? Oregon might be good. There's a lot of psychos that live in Oregon.
A lot of drugs.
A lot of drugs up there, too, yeah.
Alaska?
Alaska wouldn't get involved.
That's true.
Alaska would be like, leave us alone. Everybody out here moved out here because we're all trying to lay low.
Alaskan bush people?
Yeah. Same thing with Hawaii. They'd just be like, okay, go fight
Yeah.
your little war.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill on the beach for a while. Okay. Anything else from the weekend, the excursion to San Diego we want to get into? Nothing?
No. Behind the scenes coming
Yeah,
out.
It'll be in the vlog.
Big T, you're finally recovered?
Yeah, I'm good.
How long did it take?
Well, so that Friday was really bad. Then I flew back at 10:30 p.m. Pacific on Friday. So I landed here at 4:30 in the morning. So I got home at 5:30, and then UT was playing baseball at 10 a.m. So I slept from 5:30 to 10, and then got up, still did not feel good. And then I went to bed Saturday at like 9 o'clock. And then after that, I was good to go.
What did you do all day
What do you mean?
on Friday?
We hung out.
Yeah, we kind of just hung around. We ended up, I walked to the So I had to check out of my hotel room, so I didn't have a hotel room. I walked to the bar down the street to watch the UT baseball game. There were 4 more people in the bar, all wearing Tennessee stuff. They were on a trip to San Diego, so we watched the UT game, and then we just kind of hung around. Oh, and then we went to Coronado and went to the beach.
They get your bed situation straighted out?
Yeah.
I fixed that. I fixed that real quick.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We literally had to go like reconnect with nature. We had to go to the beach.
Yeah. There was a wedding going on at the hotel next to the beach. We kind of watched the wedding.
Yeah. We had to go find God.
We filmed something in the morning at like noon, but it was funny because we were all very like unwell, and Arian was like, when do you guys feel like you're going to be good to go? This was on Friday, and Big T said, well, feel like would probably be Monday, but I believe we're supposed to leave in 20 minutes. So, but we made it.
And I was right.
We made it.
I could have gone to do that right now.
Arian, your Los Angeles Lakers might get Dan Hurley as their head coach of UConn men's basketball, one of the best basketball coaches in the world. Big splash hire. LeBron, Anthony Davis, finally going to get their guy, return to glory. What are your feelings about that?
Hang on. Before you answer, I'm sorry. Before you, are you this behind on the news?
I'm behind on the news.
Let me put him on. It's not happening.
Why not?
He already accepted the job at UConn.
Oh, really? So he's not going to the Los Angeles Lakers?
No, sports guy.
I can't tell if he's doing a bit right now. Or
Yeah. Are you fucking with me?
I
I don't know.
I mean, I did tweet about it like 3 times. Yeah. I was just excited for you, Arian. I thought finally the Lakers got their guy.
No, nothing's good. Nothing. Listen, I'm a Laker fan, so I'm a realist, right? So I know when we're good, we're gonna be good. We're right now. We're about to exit this LeBron train, right? I don't know if he's gonna leave. I don't know if he's gonna stay, but it's reached its end. We won a championship. Some people put an asterisk on it. That's what's up.
Yeah.
We won a it was a championship. It is what it is. So we won a championship
Fauci get
with
a
him.
ring?
Huh?
Fauci get a ring?
Fauci might have got one in the mail. So we won one with him. We had a lot of success with him. Brought a lot of notoriety and brought a lot of excitement. But that's done. And so we're going to be in a rebuilding stage for the next, I would say, a good 8 years, 6 to 8 years.
8 years?
Yeah, 6 to 8 years. Lakers aren't going to be that competitive anymore.
You're supposed to be the Lakers.
We are the Lakers.
But you're supposed to be the Lakers.
I think we've gotten sidetracked. I mean, unless they land some big free agent, like Anthony Edwards or something like that. Like we've gotten, I guess, bamboozled into thinking that generational talents are gonna just continue to happen like that, and it's just not gonna be the case. We had Michael Jordan that bled into Kobe, that bled into LeBron, that bled into this doesn't happen a lot, but we were lucky to see what we saw, and I think the league kind of shows that now. I don't think there's a lot of like generational talents like there was when 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I think there's going to be great basketball players, solid all-stars, but I don't think there's going to be like no top 10s or top 5s just popping up. If there is, I'll be, first one to say I was wrong, but I just don't see that happen. So
I think the new generation of young stars, they're very young right now, so it's tough to say who's going to be the best from that crop. I mean, you could make the argument that Jokic could get into the top 10.
Yeah, you can make that argument. But I don't know. I don't see it. But I think the Lakers we're gonna have a little lull. We're gonna have a lull for like 6 to 8 years, and then we'll figure it out.
You think it's a smart move on Danny Hurley's part?
Yeah, that microscopes, you're getting paid massive amounts of money there already. You can go do dynasty things in the college level. I mean, the spotlight as a LA Laker coach that's tough, especially like when LeBron's on his downfall, on his decline. I just don't see it.
Also, they apparently only offered him $70 million, which, like, if you're trying to get the best coach in college basketball, it's going to, especially with the tax hike and everything, like, you need to do way more than that.
Yeah. Also, he's always been an East Coast guy. Always. And he has like a very strong pull to the Northeast. He always talks about it. And his wife too. I don't think his wife wanted to leave. And the grass isn't always greener. If you can have a dynasty at UConn and you're basically coach for life there as long as you want to be a head coach, It's not always worth it to just jump to the next level and try to get a quick paycheck and then burn out in 2 years. Especially if you're expected to win now with LeBron James if you become the head coach there. And if you don't win now, then you might be on the way out.
If it was $100 million, he should have done it, because then even if you go and fail, you'd be the number one coach in college basketball still, and you'd get a great job with a ton of money. So there was no doubt. But like for what they were offering him, I don't think it was really worth the risk.
Yeah. Also, if he moves out to LA, he might just get a little soft. I think there's something about Northeast guys that like feeling bad in the bad weather.
Like the cold.
Yeah. You like being pissed off about something. It's hard to be pissed off and to have that same fire when you live in fake life.
It's true.
Another reason why California would not win the Civil War. All right, Big T, you asked me before the show got started if we could take 60 minutes to talk about 60 seconds to talk about a subject that we've very rarely talked about on this show. I'm going to grant you that 60 seconds.
Well,
I'll join in.
I need to talk about it with you.
Okay.
Which is, I wanted to do 60 seconds of soccer because this Gregg Berhalter guy needs to be in prison.
The worst.
We are coming up, start from this summer to the summer of 2026. It's like the most important 2 years ever for U.S. soccer.
Yep.
In the history of the organization. And we have a terrorist leading this team of, I think I saw, this is like the first time all 11 starters play on like the top 5 European leagues.
We have a very, very good team.
Like we're a very talented team.
Yes.
Let me rephrase. And we're going out losing 5-1 to Colombia. We play Brazil tomorrow. That could be
10.
Horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no telling if they want to.
Yeah. So Gregg, I don't know if I can say any better than you said it. Yeah. Bury him under the jail. He should have been fired 2 years ago. Maybe even 3 years ago.
And then he was kind of.
Yep.
His contract expired, and then they said we're doing a coaching search, and they hired him again.
Yeah, yeah. He refused to play one of our best players, Gio Reyna, because he didn't get along well with his dad.
He was in a pissing contest with his dad, so he didn't play one of our 3 to 4 best players in the World Cup.
This is like high school politics.
No, this guy is a certified clown, and I genuinely despise him.
So who else is out there? Who can we get?
Klopp just retired.
Get him.
Pep says he's leaving Man City. He wants a challenge. Listen, if we told everyone in America, we need a pool of, let's call it $500 million. We're going to give Pep Guardiola $400 million. But we told the whole country, listen, if you send us $25, we can guarantee we will be in the mix to potentially win the World Cup in the United States and piss off the rest of the world more than we ever have. I would gladly send them. I'd send them $100 if it was going into the Pep fund, and then you make him an offer that he literally can't refuse. Get him. Pep Guardiola with this team would have us in contention to win the World Cup.
I think you're probably right. What can we do? Can we sell like a commemorative coin? What's some stupid shit people just spend money on?
Just send him a U.S. soccer T-shirt. Or I donated to the Pep Fund with a picture of his face on it.
Pep Boys.
Yes.
We're the Pep Boys.
Are they still in business?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're the Pep Boys.
Yes. His face on a Pep Boys logo. And we go get his ass and bring him here to coach these guys who are so talented and they're just being wasted.
I think the problem with U.S. soccer is the people that are in charge of U.S. soccer. I'm not talking about the players. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I mean, like the guys that are making decisions.
The U.S. Soccer Federation is one of the most poorly run organizations in the world.
It's run by a bunch of guys that only grew up wanting to be leaders of the U.S. Soccer Federation. They have no inherent knack for the game. They don't understand what makes a good team, what makes a good player. If you took the front office, what NFL team would you say? The Baltimore Ravens, maybe.
Chiefs.
If you took, well, they're Mahomes merchants. But if you took the Baltimore Ravens front office and you said you're now in charge of United States soccer, and you give them years to just figure it out, you can hire whoever you want, but you guys, you're making all the calls. We win the next 3 World Cups.
Yeah,
minimum.
It's a extremely incompetent organization, And like,
we need an overhaul. I agree with you though, Big T. Dude needs to be fired.
yeah, it's crazy. I'm supposed to go to one of the Copa America games, and now I don't know if I even want to go. This guy's such a fucking loser.
Here's how the World Cup looks to me right now. We're standing on a railroad track. There's a train. It's about 5 miles away, and it's blowing its horn, and steam's coming out. And we're just standing on the track, just waiting for the train to hit us. It's going to hit us. It's going to hit us hard. We might even get embarrassed in our home country. We might not even make the
Also, all
the
your
knockout
family
stage.
is standing there watching, saying, please just get off the train track. It's very easy. And you're like, no, I'm just going to stand here, and they're going to have to watch you get killed.
Yeah, and then Pep he's parked on the track, and he's in a really nice car. He's in a limo. He's like, get in.
He was at the Celtics game the other day. Maybe he went to Atlanta, had some conversations with people.
I hope so. It's disgusting what's happening.
What
happened to the game that I used to love?
I turned it off the other day because it was 3-1. They made it 3-1 in like the 75th, 80th minute or something. So I turned it off and I saw it was 5-1. I said, are you serious? They scored 2 more times? Brazil could score 15 goals if they really want to.
They could.
It's sickening.
I'm very frustrated too.
That was 60 seconds of soccer.
Very frustrated.
Hey, Maddie, Mac, this is what y'all feel like when we talk about like sports and shit? 'Cause I don't know what the fuck they talk. I have no.
I'm not so clueless on football as I am with soccer. That's like speaking another language to me. Football, I can kind of keep up. I pretend I do at least.
They were speaking a entirely different language. I was like,
Yeah.
I hope these guys are enjoying this conference because it sounded
Arian,
amazing.
look into Gregg Berhalter. He is a terrorist.
I don't deny it. I'm taking your side on this. Fuck that guy. You know.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more how I feel sometimes, like when I listen to Part of My Take during the football season, when you guys do your, recap of every game, PFT.
Yep.
And you guys say details about certain things or certain types of plays where it's like the option and all of that kind of stuff. I know like enough about football to have a conversation, but sometimes I just listen to it and I try to even comprehend what you're even trying to tell me right now, and I don't get far. That's kind of what that felt like. Like I can understand that that's a sport and it's being played, and I understand that you're trying to tell me something and I don't really know what it is.
Oh, you know what we should do, Maddie?
Huh?
I'll do a crash course with you, football. So next time,
football?
like you in a conversation, you're gonna be leaps and bounds ahead of.
Oh yeah,
cat.
I can't tell you how many times I've just kind of like said, like PFT will say, or Big Cat will say one thing on Part of My Take, and I'll kind of just put it in the back of my head, and then I'll be with friends or having a conversation, and it'll come up, and I'll just word vomit exactly what PFT said, have no idea what it means. I'm like, oh yeah, well, it's crazy when the Browns run that screen option, like it's just ridiculous, and then they're like, yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah.
I love that.
Here's what I would tell y'all to do. On Wednesday night, we're playing Brazil. Watch that game with the understanding that we should probably lose 2-1, 3-1 to that team. They're very good, but we're really they should beat us, but by a goal or two. They're going to win by 6 or 7. So just watch the game with the knowledge that like they're better than us, but we should keep it pretty close.
Wait, who's your team?
The U.S.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking close.
Yeah, we're talking about the national team.
Yeah.
My fault.
I can't get this worked up about club soccer. I just can't. Maybe Big T could about Man City.
Wait,
But
so what are they playing for? It is the World.
So these are just warm-up games, but this summer is the Copa America, which is us and all the South American teams, and that's a pretty big tournament. And
See,
then
that's why I've never gotten into soccer. There's so many tournaments. There's so many different leagues, and it's just hard to follow.
In college football terms, this is like winning the SEC championship game if we were to win this, and then the World Cup is obviously national title.
Well, and what about the Olympics?
This Olympics doesn't matter.
Okay.
This would be like winning a conference championship if
Wait,
we could.
we don't
win
care
this
about the
tournament.
Olympics.
not really. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
all right, put it in SEC terms, college football terms. Brazil would be like Georgia.
For just South America or the whole world?
No, for the tournament coming out this summer.
Yes, yeah. They're Georgia. Argentina.
Argentina.
Them and Argentina or Bama and Georgia.
I would say
one you
Argentina might be Georgia
yes,
because of recent success.
I agree.
And then Brazil is
Bama.
Is Bama.
More traditional, established. And then you've got
Mexico, LSU maybe.
Pops up every now and then,
Yeah.
but kind of down right
Yep,
now.
Yep.
Yeah, Colombia is they're a solid team.
They're good. James Rodriguez.
He kicked our ass.
He did.
So who's Columbus?
Columbus.
Colombia.
Oh, Columbia. My fault. My bad. So who's Columbus?
Columbia might be Tennessee.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe U.S. is Tennessee.
Big T would like that.
No, Tennessee football is way better than U.S. soccer. We are. I mean,
Way better?
Are you Vandy?
Yeah.
No, we're not Vandy.
no, we're
God,
too
no.
talented to be Vandy. But I'm trying to think of an SEC comparison.
Ole Miss.
Missouri was good this year. I guess, but Ole Miss is coached well.
Florida?
We could be Florida.
Oh no.
We could be Florida.
Are we Florida?
Still has a lot of talent on that team, but they suck. Horrible coach. We're Florida.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're Florida.
That's the last one I want to be.
Yep. That's almost worse than Vandy. Vandy just
Yeah.
has terrible players. It's not their fault.
God damn it, we're Florida.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's a sad realization.
And much like Florida, we have a horrific schedule coming up and virtually no chance of winning these games.
But yeah, Arian, we should be in the next World Cup. We should be contending to make the quarterfinals, maybe semifinals. That's how good our team is. Our team is very, very strong. But yeah, we're led by, what'd you call him? A terrorist?
Yeah, he's a terrorist.
A terrorist clown. That's who he is.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing, Arian, is this tournament like matters, but afterwards, when we don't win it, like whatever. The World Cup is coming up in 2 years in the United States. That's going to be like the biggest event ever for U.S. soccer, and we're going to have our most talented team ever, and they're led by this guy.
We're going to get our ass kicked on homecoming.
Yeah, yep.
And if we don't do
We got
anything,
ULM coming in, ready to kick our shit in.
if we don't do anything, we deserve it too. If we don't make a change.
Well, you and I don't deserve it. The U.S. Soccer Federation deserves it, but we don't. We
They do.
deserve better.
We do. I've been a diehard supporter of the U.S. men's team as long as I can remember sports. It's really the only soccer team I care about.
Because if we can't win with this group, then there's just no hope ever.
Yep. And it's sad going back thinking of your best memories, best soccer memories over the years. There's Claudio Reyna's run that he made down the right side against Mexico. There's Landon Donovan's goal that he had to send us through to the knockout stage. There's that entire 2002 World Cup, really, where we should have beaten Germany, should have gotten to the semifinals. We got fucked by a handball that didn't get called.
Almost beat Portugal in 2014.
We did. Did we tie
Tied.
Portugal? Or, yeah, we
They
tied
scored
them.
really late.
Yep. It's just very sad. Oh, of course, the 0-0 draw against England.
Big.
Huge draw.
Outplayed them by a significant margin. I consider that a win.
We won that draw.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
A lot of good draws we've got.
That was 60 seconds of soccer. I love it.
Good talk.
Great talk. All right. Anything else you want to touch on, or we want to do some voicemails?
trying to think.
I was looking for stories this morning. There's not a ton going on, really.
Not a lot in the news right now. Oh, one other thing with Dan Hurley and going back to UConn, shout out to his agent, because his agent had a great – you could not have drawn it up any more perfectly. You had Kentucky job opening up, and then you have the Lakers job looking for you. That is the best possible combination for getting a massive pay raise that you could ever dream possible.
Did he not get a new contract since the title?
I think they're working on a contract right now.
Well, surely he's going to get a big raise, but I didn't know if after the Kentucky thing they'd already given him one, because then you, I guess, have to give him another. I don't know.
I think they might have started working on one after the Kentucky thing, and he was like, just wait. Maybe we won't
me a
sign
month.
this just yet. This is it. What could be next? There's no better job in terms of like gassing up your potential paycheck than if you turn down Kentucky and Los Angeles Lakers in the same offseason.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Nancy Pelosi hits the market again. She becomes single. And he's like, let me go back to UConn. Let him know about this.
Yeah, got good stock tips.
Okay, anything else? Voicemails? All right. These voicemails are being brought to you by our great friends over at Keeps. Macrodosing is sponsored by Keeps. Keeps helps men reclaim their identity. If your hair has always been a part of who you are and it's something you want to keep around, well, Keeps can help. Hair or no hair, we think you should be the one to decide. Keep the look that you're proud to see in the mirror. With a full suite of products designed to regrow hair, maintain your hairline, or help you cover bald spots, Keeps helps you find the exact product suited to your hair loss needs. Keeps also offers hair thickening shampoo, conditioner, and styling pomade. These products work together to complement your treatment plan. They enhance results by making thinning hair look thicker using a special formula designed by hair loss experts. Over the last 6 years, Keeps has treated over 1 million men experiencing hair loss with only science-backed ingredients. Thanks to Keeps for sponsoring this podcast. Hair loss stops with Keeps. For a special offer to get started, go to keeps.com/dose. That's KEEPS.com/dose. Results may vary. Not offered in every state. Medications prescribed only if clinically appropriate. Consultation required. All right, let's do voicemails. And we also have a special guest sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
You may remember a couple of summers ago when Madeline made her case when she sat in on an episode of Macrodosing. We have Emily who's sitting in, but she's just making the rounds as a Barstool intern for the summer.
She's not a psychopath like I was.
She's not a psychopath. We'll see. We'll see if she has any takes for these voicemails or not. But yeah, so Emily, you're going to have to chime in on some of these voicemails.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Hey, Macrodosing crew. It's Bo from Fayetteville, Arkansas, home of the #1 baseball team in the SEC. I had one question for you today, and that is, what's the cringiest thing you've seen a player do on the field? For me, it was how J.J. Watt used to walk the sideline and stare everybody down all of the time. Yeah, just let me know what you think. Also, I wanted to ask Arian, is he always like that? Was J.J. always like that? All right. Everyone, stay beautiful, stay handsome. Have a nice day. Bye.
Good question. Arian, do you remember JJ walking the sidelines?
No, man, I had so much to think about while I was, focused on my game and stuff. So I don't remember that. Yeah.
I would say the cringiest thing that I can recall a couple years ago when Russell Wilson was working his way back from that finger injury, and he was not going to come back in the next couple weeks, but he was taking mental reps of everything. So he would be on the field before the game, and he'd do a simulated huddle where he'd be calling out plays, down on one knee, clapping his hand. He even practiced running past fans and high-fiving them. He was visualizing it in his own head. Also, the way that it ended up shaking out that season, if it had worked, then it would be okay, he's a weirdo, but that's fine. The fact that it didn't work out for him and he did that, tough look.
I remember that shit, dog.
I need to send those videos to Jerry. He needs to be aware of those.
I think mine was it's basketball. It's not football. It was when Kyrie Irving would sage the court before they played.
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
Was that on the Cavs?
That's it. No, I think he was Brooklyn, wasn't it? Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm in the Celtics. I don't know the Celtics actually.
I think he saged Boston's arena. I think when he was on the Nets and he went back there, and he was because his mom is Native American and sage is a cleansing herb,
Right.
and so he burned the sage at the Boston Garden, or whatever they're calling it now.
TD Garden.
TD Garden, yeah.
I don't know about
so-
on field. I'm trying to think, but just in general, every social media post LeBron has ever had. It's the cringiest thing I've ever seen.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
The when he's rapping along to songs that he clearly doesn't know the words to, and he's either just missing them completely or reading them, that's crazy.
That's a dad thing, though.
But why film yourself?
Yeah, that's also true.
I like it when he has the books that he hasn't read.
Oh yes,
Oh,
I mean those
yeah.
are my favorite.
Page
Just-
1.
The autobiography of Malcolm X. Jared, read the book, fam.
What's your
I-
favorite
I fuck
part?
LeBron.
Well, there's so many I couldn't possibly.
My man said, he said, what's your biggest takeaway from the book that you read? He's talking about the autobiography of Malcolm X. He goes, just took a deep breath. He goes that he was really showed how powerful the Negro was, and I was how powerful the Negro was. Transported back to 1960 with that ass, bro. I was like, yo, just read the book. It's a good book. Read it. Just read it. It's a good book.
He's wearing a suit and a skinny black tie.
Crazy. Just read the book, dog. It's a good book.
He is funny. I like when he shaved his head. You remember that? When he took all his hair off and then he had the camera above him. He was mean mugging the camera. Oh, I mean,
No, he was listening to First Day Out by T Grizzly.
That was it?
Yeah, fire song too.
I also like the smiling through it all. Can't believe this is my life.
I mean, that's just
That's
all
an
time.
well, that's an iconic meme.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty sweet life he got though. I ain't gonna lie.
Or when
Yeah.
he had the I can't remember the name of the brush when he was brushing his hair so hard.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It said he was massaging his thoughts. I remember seeing that on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
No, the coda shit he did though. A lot of people didn't like it. I thought it was hilarious when he was getting shit on during that Dallas series, and like everybody's kind of rejoicing in his pain, and he just stood up there and just said he basically called everybody else broke. He was just like, you can talk about me all you want, but you got to go back to your same life. You got to have your same problems, the same issues that you're dealing with. When I'm gonna go back to my life. And I was like, yeah, I did.
It's
Shit
pretty,
on us, shit on us, bro. Like it. But
Yeah,
he was getting in his defense, like he got a lot of hate unwarranted early in his career. Like he got a lot of hate though.
He did. Do you remember when he hurt his hand and then he kept saying like, yeah, I basically broke my hand. I have a pretty much broken hand.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one too.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm watching Russell Wilson do the simulated snap counts.
That's
He's talking to a huddle of nobody.
yeah, he broke a huddle, dog. Like, hey yo,
How is he married to Sierra?
According to Jerry, he's hung like a mule.
Well equipped.
Yeah.
But I mean, just still, like he
wait,
seems
whoa. Why does Jerry know that?
Jerry would know. I honestly don't think Jerry knows. He heard somebody say it one time, and he's like, "Yeah, my quarterback's got a big dick." That's Russ. That's Russ, baby.
But like he seems so embarrassing. And then Sierra's just like this walking just I don't know, maybe she's cringy too. She's just like beautiful and amazing and then I don't know. I don't get it.
Ladies, do you have any other nominees for most cringe moment by an athlete?
Oh god, no, I can't think of it.
Like on field AB
Yeah,
like
I
quitting
was gonna
mid
say
game.
that, but that might be.
No, that's hilarious.
I'm trying to think. Like cringe stuff on field.
I have one.
You do? Okay, Emily has one.
Scooch in. It's not super specific, but I go to Syracuse, and when I went to my first lacrosse game, I was so cringed out by like the way they celebrate each goal. Like, I feel like lacrosse is too high scoring of a game to like be barking and jumping all over the sidelines every time you score. And I used to think lacrosse was like a hot sport, and after that, I haven't been
Got
to
the
another
ick.
game.
Got the ick.
Yeah.
People were barking. The players.
On the sidelines, they would like literally like roar and bark at
Really?
each other, and I was like, that's just too much when you're scoring like 10 goals.
I was
in a
gonna say
game.
they could score like 10 goals.
Yeah,
a game.
exactly. Like hockey, soccer, sure.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
That's
too
a good
much.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many points for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be doing it every time.
Yeah.
What about at Syracuse when Jim Boeheim came back and they gave him a standing ovation? That was weird.
There's a lot of weird things that happen with that man.
That was. What are your thoughts on Jim Boeheim?
I mean, I still see him around campus sometimes, because he still works in the athletic department. But I mean, I like him. He's like an icon at Syracuse, obviously. But yeah.
All right. You want to go next voicemail?
What's up, guys? This is Ethan from Ohio. I'm in a bit of a predicament. I plan on proposing to my girlfriend here in a couple of weeks.
Oh.
And she has not had contact with her father for several years now, 3 years. We've been together 6 years. She claims that maybe eventually she hopes to amend things with her father. And I'm trying to decide whether or not I need to reach out to him for his blessing or not. So I was just wondering what you guys were thinking. Thanks in advance. Stay handsome, stay beautiful. Love you.
I like this question, and this is a good dude. This is a good dude.
Hope she's not a listener.
Yeah. Right.
It depends on why they beefing. Not really, because if it was like some like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like because if reaching out to him behind her back would make her feel a certain way, because it's like, dog, I don't talk to him because of this. Like, you should have hit me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, it depends on why they was beefing in the first place. Like, and if you even talk to people in 6 years, it's probably something really serious. So I think the safest course of action is saying, like, listen, oh, but he hasn't told her that he's marrying her yet. That is a
Right.
prediction. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that is a picture.
I would just say no
I
because going behind her back would be the worst case scenario, and you can't tell her because you're proposing.
Yeah,
Right.
so
So
I would
just
propose.
say
Yeah, you're
no.
right. I would propose, handle that, and then say, hey, listen, I thought about asking your dad before this, but I don't know what the temperature is, and so I just decided to do you first, and then I'll ask him for your blessing, and then right then she'll be like, you don't need to, fuck that guy,
Yeah.
or be like, you know what, it's about time to make amends. I'll reach out, and then whatever the case may be. But I think it'd be better to just do that first because obviously, if you haven't talked in 6 years.
I think they haven't
odds
talked
are-
in 3 years and they've been dating for 6 years. But either way, several
so
years.
3 years.
Several years.
So 3 years, you ain't talking 3 years. Odds are you don't give a fuck if he gives you your blessing or not.
Yeah, you don't
know what I
need
mean?
his blessing. Yeah. I would ask the mom for permission. If you're still talking to the mom,
a good
I would
idea.
ask the mom for the blessing.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. You're asking someone.
Because it sounds like your reason for asking the dad is more about you than it is about her.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the sake of tradition type of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. Which is fine in most circumstances. But I feel like in this one, you're injecting yourself into. What if he says no?
Right. And then
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Wait,
like
has that ever happened? Like the dad says no,
100%.
but then the guy just
yeah.
ends up proposing. Anyways,
Yeah, there's
right?
there's this reality show called Summer House where it's literally on TV of one of the cast members asking the other cast member he's proposing to, and the dad like laughed in his face and like basically said no, and it's like on the show.
Like you're not material. You can't. I
Yeah.
don't trust my daughter with you.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're married now, but they're not a great couple, so I understand the dad's.
What was the dad's reasoning? Is he like your job sucks?
No, I think he's very much like a partier. Like he's like
yeah.
in his 40s and like still comes home at like 4 a.m. like every single weekend. So I think it was a lot of kind of like that. And
Has a
his
mullet.
personality on TV is not portrayed well in his case.
Maybe the dad was like, "You're such a fun guy and a cool party dude. Like, don't marry my daughter. Let's
Yeah.
just me and you hang out, be bros."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, come on, don't let that ball and chain weigh you down.
Yep.
I'm surprised that's survived like rounds of canceling asking the dad. Because it's like a transferal of property. That's like
Yeah.
where it comes from.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I'm gonna take care of your daughter that you brought up and raised.
Yeah. I'm not saying I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying I'm surprised the feminists haven't come for it yet.
I think some women probably have a problem with it.
Yeah. I think it's also part of, like, I don't mind it because it's part of, like, you're merging lives. It's not just two people. It's, like, two lives. And your parents are part of your life most of the time. Thanks. Yeah.
My dad's like, please take her, someone.
I'll throw in a cow and wait. Yeah.
He's like, please.
Dudes should start doing that before they even start dating. Just call up, just get their dad's info. Hey, I want to ask your daughter out. Is that cool?
That's what the Duggars do.
And then if your dad says yeah, then she kind of has to go on a date with you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
It's like your dad basically told you to.
Yeah, that's what the Duggars do. They have to ask the father to start courting.
That's
Don't
weird.
most of them like not talk to the parents anymore?
I think so.
The dad more than the mom, but yeah. And then the ones in jail.
The oldest brother.
It's probably just not enough time for them to talk to all their kids.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, but the dad had to approve, like, yeah, you have to start courting, and then they have all those crazy rules that I've told you guys about.
Also, I don't pretend to be an expert in women, but if your dad says no, aren't you like, whoa, that's kind of cool, bad boy? Like that probably makes you like him more. Like if your dad's like, yeah, I fully endorse this guy, you're like, oh, gross.
What a
Dad.
square.
Yuck.
Need to get my rep up.
Yeah. Emily, you have any comment on this?
I agree with the ask the mom route because I think even though it's tradition, it's the thought that counts and like thinking of the family. So I think it doesn't matter who you ask. I think it's the thought of like asking somebody in the family. So go for the mom.
To Arian's point, though, he seems like a good dude.
He does.
He wants
Good dude.
He wants to do the right thing for the right reasons.
Good
And
Ohio
I think
guy.
the mom would probably like think it was a very sweet gesture for him because it's like reversing the roles.
Yeah.
But obviously, she's more important than the dad, so it's like she'd probably really like think that was great.
Yeah, I think it's now turned into like how Big T was saying, like, I can't believe it survived rounds of cancellation. I think now it is sort of turned into asking both of the parents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of asking mom and dad rather than like calling dad up. Like it's become more of a group activity. I think more in recent years.
It's asking parents why is kind of weird in general, I think.
I think it's kind of nice.
Like, it doesn't have shit to do with them. Like,
It's your
ask me
daughter.
first and then ask my parents. Or who cares? I don't know. I think. But marriage is still weird to me in the first place. The whole shit is weird.
If you're marrying a woman with kids, you should ask the kids. Be like, hey, is it okay if I marry your mom?
I actually think that's a really good take.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, like we're gonna have to work this out.
Especially if they're not like 2, like they're 10 or 11 or
The more I
cognizant
think
human
about
beings.
it, like the gesture is kind, but it's in essence it's disrespectful. It's to Big T's point. Because like you really don't give a shit what they say, right?
Well, you do if you're
It's
if
more
they
so
say
about
no.
tradition. Because if you care, like her answer is the one that matters.
Yeah.
So you're asking people around her like she's incapable of answering for herself. Like women don't ask the men's mother or fathers, right? I think it goes back to the tradition of property.
If you're thinking about asking a woman to marry you, you should start going on dates with her dad. Like start building that relationship.
No, like
up.
1,000,000,000%. Also, I do feel like
You got to put in the same amount of effort
Yeah.
sealing the deal with dad. Yeah.
I will say though, based off like what Arian just said, I think if you're not asking the parents because you're afraid of what they're going to say, that's a worse thing. Like you're in a bad spot if you don't want to ask. Let's say if you don't want to ask the dad because you're like, the dad doesn't really fuck with me like that. That I think is a worse spot to be in.
Also, I'd hope my dad or my parents, if they were to say no, they would have told me way earlier than we've got to the proposal and now you're gonna tell me you don't like him. Like
Right.
that would be helpful to know earlier.
Right. Yeah.
Like 99.9% of inquiries are the answer.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You
what
know what I
also, if you're trying to propose, you should also know what the answer is going to be too.
It's just
Yeah,
the thought
you-
that counts.
Yeah, it's a vibe. You can feel it.
It's a ceremonious thing.
That'd be kind of electric, though, proposing when you're like, it's 50-50. I don't know.
You propose like 4 dates in, you're like, let's just see what happens.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Put some money on it.
Yeah. What would the dad say if it was known he was trying to let you down easy? Like, I like you so much as a friend. Let's not ruin this by getting you into the family.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But I feel like if you're asking those types of questions, if you're asking the parents for permission and you're asking your, girlfriend to marry you, you should know it's 100% yes already, and you're just doing this for a tradition and ceremony.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Next voicemail.
Hey guys, I'm Brady from Oklahoma. I was just wondering what's y'all's best advice on after a heartbreak. Me and my baby mama broke up about 6 months ago.
God
and
damn.
I just often catch myself thinking about her. I dream about her quite often. I just don't know how to get over her after she told me that we're just not meant for each other. I don't really go out or drink. I just stay at home.
It's sad,
Kinda like
man.
a Big T. Just like watching my sports and spending time with my daughter as much time as I can get. So it's really hard to just distract myself from her, and I was just seeing if y'all had any advice. Stay handsome, stay beautiful. Love y'all.
Holy shit. Okay.
I'm tearing up.
I wasn't laughing at him.
No.
I was laughing because before he told me why he called, I was like, damn, I hope this nigga cheer up about something. But I know why he's upset now. That is fucking sad. But I'm gonna let somebody else take it.
This is a tough one.
I feel so bad.
It's a tough one. So I think he said his name was Gregg.
I think so, yeah.
Sounds like Gregg's got the blues.
Yeah.
Sounds like Gregg should. If I were you, Gregg, I would do a couple things. I would one, try to stay active doing something. So if that, I don't know if you like playing sports or if it's just you like watching sports, I would try to get out of the house. I would try to work out, exercise, get into good shape. You'll just feel better if you get out of the house and you just go to the gym.
Endorphins.
And get the endorphins going. You'll feel better about yourself. It's like make a list and then check a very easy one off. And I'm not saying like going to the gym every day is easy for everyone depending on your schedule, but if you can just go for a run, go to the gym for like 20, 30 minutes even. If you can just exercise a little bit, you'll start to feel a little bit better, I think. I think a lot of people do. Just little by little by little. Try to get around other people. It sounds like you don't really want to talk to that many other people right now, and I get that. But I promise you, if you force yourself to be around other people, you'll feel a little bit better. And then you start stacking these little dubs where you're hanging out with some people, you're getting some exercise, you start to feel better gradually. It also sounds like you should probably talk to a therapist too. You should probably talk to someone who's like qualified to give you advice on how to handle whatever it is you're going through right now. Because I could not tell you that that I'm a good person to talk to about these twists and turns in life, because I don't have like a family that I'm missing right now. So that's a tough situation you're in. But I would say just get out there, try to get active, even if it's a slow start, whatever the case may be. Just get outside for a little bit and do something active with yourself. And I think that would be a very good start.
All that is great advice, and I echo that sentiment. And again, I want to start. I wasn't laughing at you, brother. I was laughing at because I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." He's sad, and then you told me why, and I get it. But I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here with you, Greg. It's Greg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I went through the exact same thing. So I had a daughter with the woman, and this was like the love of my life. Like this was like I was done. I was checked out, and like I've never felt for a woman like I felt for her. Found out that she cheated on me, and I tried to patch it up. She had some issues that she couldn't or wouldn't work through, and I did my best to try to salvage that relationship and keep my family together. But at the end of the day, I had to have some dignity and respect for myself, and I couldn't go through with it, and we just never got back together. That was right when the pandemic hit, so like 2020. I was going through it. That was like one of the worst times of my life. So I know exactly what you're going through. And so the advice that I would give you is, and it's hard to just say, but it's like try to change your perspective about love. Because a lot of times we think about love as like ownership, right? Like where we feel kind of entitled to the love that we built, when that's not necessarily the case. But that's why it hurts, which is why we all hurt. What helped me out tremendously was thinking about it more so in a sense of like that was a season of my life, right? That was a junction in my life in which she contributed an enormous amount of joy to. And the season ended with an enormous amount of pain. But it was a season. And after every leaf fall, there's snow. After every snow, there's sun. Continue to stack those small dubs like PFT was talking about. Go out, find some interests, get into it. Pain will heal that wound. I mean, time will heal that wound, but you're going to have to feel that. Like it hurts. It is what it is. Like I used to wake up and dream about same shit. Like I felt everything that you said. And it's just like feeling that pain and feeling that, like to this day, I love her. Like it is what it is. There's nothing that's going to change the way I feel about her. She did some of the grimiest shit she could possibly do to a human, but it doesn't change the way I feel about her. That on top of the fact she's the mother of my child. So I want her to be the happiest and healthiest human being that she could be, because it'll do nothing but help my daughter be a good young woman. And so I have to change my perspective. She wasn't doing anything to me. I didn't ever look at it like that. I looked at it as like she was trying to find the best version of herself. And in that, I got caught in the crossfire. It had nothing to do with me. And so don't take it personally, even though it feels personal. And that's the hardest thing I had to learn. It's not personal. The issues that she had to work on are the issues she has to work on. And if she feels in your circumstance that you guys aren't meant to be, that's how she feels. Now imagine if you really care for her like you do, wouldn't you want her to be the happiest, healthiest version of herself? And if that happens to be without you, you should still want that. And that's hard to do. And it's hard to tell somebody to do because that feeling is so strong. And so it's a lot of learning yourself, and it's a lot of letting go of what we feel like we're entitled to. Nobody owes you love. But if they give it to you, that is what is the essence of it and why you want to return it, right? So appreciate her for the season that she was, and it's time to move on. Like, take your time with it, feel what you need to feel, but it is time to move on.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I just have one thing. It's what I always remember. Like if I'm, in the middle of a breakup is if you loved the wrong person that much, imagine how much you can love the right person.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Keep that one in the back of my head. But it's hard, especially too when you have like a kid together. But you get to love that kid. And you got something amazing out of that.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, I think your mic cut out.
Yeah, my fault. I was just echoing that. It's like you have a receipt for the love that was. And
oh, that's sweet.
And that's beautiful. And that's beautiful. And like that little girl from my situation, that is my heart. That is my dog. And again, I appreciate the season, man. But life goes on. It does. And you will find love again, and you will love again. And that is a beautiful thing too.
I like that. Seasons turn.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about like seasons of the earth, not like a football season, right?
There's always going to be other seasons too.
Yeah. You're in training camp right now, man.
Yeah.
Gregg, you gotta show up to training camp, best shape of your life. Also, I'm not the love doctor, but I know something. If you're out there and you're looking for, maybe you're ready to find somebody else, or you'd like to start talking to a woman again. Women like guys that have something, that do something, that have a thing. So it's going to be much harder for you to meet a woman and have an exciting new relationship if you're not really doing that much on your own outside of going to work, going home, hanging out, thinking about your kid. Have a hobby. Have something that you're into. Have a passion that you care deeply about. And that's just human nature. It's not necessarily men and women together, but people are more interesting. They're more likely to make friends if they have something that they feel very passionately about, that they have a thing. Girls like guys with a thing.
True.
So I'll say this too. You're not wrong, but that was one of the things I hated when I was going through that people would tell me. No offense to your advice, but there's duality. Two things can be true at once. Like grieving somebody that's still alive is fucking hard, right? And so a lot of people like get out and go. And I said the same thing, right? So you're not wrong, but some days, dog, it's okay to just sit and do fucking nothing, because that's a part of your grieving process. Grieving is very personal, and everybody does it differently. You don't want a vice, right? Because those are very short-lived and they never work. So like drinking or drugs or even more women or something like that. But it is okay to just have a day to do nothing. That sometimes those days are the best, where you binge watch a show or you just watch a bunch of TV or whatever the case may be. That shit is okay, man, because like it's painful. Like love is, until I went through it, I didn't really understand it, but like it can be physically debilitating. I went through panic attacks, all of that stuff. Like, and I thought I was just like, man, you being a bitch right now. But that's what I used to think. But it's just like, you're grieving. You're grieving somebody who is walking the earth. That's hard to do. And so like just taking that time to try to understand and part those feelings out, compartmentalize all the little different nuances of feelings. Like even if y'all used to live together, like this was a spot we did this. If y'all go to the same city, we used to go to this place, driving by that place, all that shit triggers all those emotions. So give yourself time to process all of that. And it's okay to just do nothing sometimes.
Good advice.
Done.
That was good. Do you want to do another voicemail, or you want to end on that?
Yeah, let's do another one.
Okay. Yeah, maybe something. Hopefully it's a bit cheerier. I feel bad.
Well, I'm glad we got to talk, and I'm really glad that Arian spoke about what he's been through, because I felt like we could not answer that guy's question, but having somebody that's been through that, I hope that helps Gregg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
if that is his name. I think he said his name was
Yeah.
Gregg.
Also, listen to your favorite podcasts over and over and over again. And then like unsubscribe and resubscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Macrodosing. It's John from Massachusetts. I just recently graduated from college. I did pretty well. I graduated magna cum laude or whatever.
Whatever. He knows
Still
exactly where
kind
he
of on the fence
graduated.
about my career options. I kind of picked a major at the beginning of college that I'm not really thrilled about anymore. I was a criminal justice major. Not really sure I want to get into that anymore. As I'm kind of looking for jobs, I've been like kind of considering like doing like a part-time job while I figure that out. But I mean, that kind of sucks because, you know, pretty much everyone I know already has like a full-time job. In this time while I'm like looking for a job and figuring out what I want to do in life, do you have like any sort of advice for me? Could be life advice, could be advice on the actual like career search. PFT, I know you went through a lot of like random career changes early on in your life, and obviously you didn't have your job at Barstool until later on. I know that like Mad Dog and Big T kind of and Mackenzie all kind of got their job at Barstool when they were relatively young, like in respect to coming out of college. So maybe this is more directed towards PFT, but if any of you guys have any sort of advice for like this period of my life, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Stay handsome. Love you guys.
So, criminal justice major, disillusioned with it, not passionate about it. Have you thought about becoming a criminal? I feel like that could be a lot of fun. You know all the secrets. You know what they're looking for. Yeah. I mean, if you really want to see the world, you could be a good criminal.
Yeah.
You only hear about the criminals that get caught.
Justice for criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't hear about the ones that get away. Just like we were talking about robbing banks. So many bank robbers get away. But you don't hear about those guys. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. It sounds like he's looking at life kind of realistically right now. You acknowledge that your friends all have what seem to be good careers right now. And you feel like you have to keep up with them for whatever reason, whatever social pressures. But if you're thinking about doing like some part-time stuff and figuring things out, I think that's 100% what you should do. If you're just out of college, now is the time to do that sort of thing. Like, don't feel like you have to get into a career that's going to be the rest of your life just because your friends are doing it right now. That's how you end up at a job that you hate, and you turn around, you're 35, and you're like, well, what do I do now? I've got responsibilities. I can't change my career. Yeah, travel around, fuck around at some part-time jobs that you could care less. That would be my highest recommendation. Everybody should work at a job for some time in their life where they don't give a fuck if they get fired from that job. Because then you're kind of figuring everything out for yourself at that time. You're figuring out what your passions are, what your interests are, what you want to do, where you want to be, who you want to be with, if you want to be alone for a little bit. You're figuring all that stuff out when your mind has all that extra time to just kind of think things over and not be worrying and stressed out about a career. Because the second you get a full-time job that you feel like could be your career, then you're just going to get stressed out over meaningless shit at that job. It might not be the place that you want to be for a long time, might not be doing the thing that you want to be doing for a long time. Work at some jobs, even volunteer. Just, I don't know what your monetary situation's like right now. But yeah, fuck around for a little bit. Everybody should fuck around. Some of the most interesting people that I know, they spent their 20s not really having any direction whatsoever besides what they wanted to be doing. And some of them traveled, some of them, worked at very low paying jobs, pursued other interests. You don't have to be like secure with your job future and your financial future. If you can scrape by for a little bit, that's when you start to become, I feel like, a well-rounded human being. So yeah, I think that's kind of what he was leaning towards anyways, with some of the ways he was describing a situation. But that would be my recommendation for you. Fuck around. Work at a job that you could see yourself quitting at a moment's notice or getting fired from and being like, good, okay, that's awesome. I got fired today. Cool. Like, just do something that you don't give a shit about, and then let yourself start to care about what is naturally important to you.
I love how he said Magnum Cum Laude or whatever.
Yeah. Humble brag. Chill.
I'll give you some advice, even though it wasn't like directly directed towards me. I had a very different journey, but it was like I was alluding to a couple episodes ago. Like, I know a lot of miserable millionaires, and I know a lot of miserable millionaires that are currently working and working towards being millionaires and still in that. And I know a lot of retired ones still miserable. I know some happy ones, right? And so I think the goal. So like when I got kids, right? So I'm raising my kids not to serve the system, but to serve themselves. And so I'm not raising my kids to be like just another employee. I'm raising my kids to understand the system enough that they can use it to their benefit. And the most important thing I'm doing is trying to make them be happy. That's it. That's the best advice you can give people is like, go find something. And if it's like POT said, if you bumping around jobs for a while, just kind of trying to figure it out, that's probably the best way. But take some time to like really discover who you are and like what you want to be, what kind of human you want to be, what kind of dude you want to be, what kind of friend you want to be. Because ultimately that's what's going to serve you in the long run. And so I think a lot of times we get caught in the rat race, and a lot of people's depression comes from I'm not where he's at. I want to go there, but I'm not there yet, right? But if you like a lot of the Buddhist teachings, right? I'm not even Buddhist, but like I still read some of their teachings, and the teachings is like happiness is like living in the now, not worrying about what's going to happen, not worrying about what has already happened. And so just try your best to try to figure that part out of it and like what makes me actually happy. And then if it's possible to go into a field that aids that, do that 100, sprint towards that. But if it's not, just try to find some kind of balance of like enjoying your life and then taking care of yourself.
Good advice. And if you graduated with high honors, I assume that there's probably some pressure from having that degree where it's like you're expected to do big things immediately after you graduate. Try not to let that affect you too much. If it's like coming from your parents, if you feel that there's pressure from your parents, they want you to be happy. That's what they care about first and foremost. So yeah, they want you to be successful if that's something that you deeply care about in the field of study that you were in college. But they want you to be happy. So you can get to your 30s and you will probably thank yourself for not rushing down a career path that you took just because you felt like it was the right moment for it because all your friends were doing. They might appear to be momentarily more successful or happier than you because they might be making more money right out of college, and you might not be able to go out to the same restaurants that they're at from time to time. But I promise you, when you get to your 30s, you will look back and be like, I am very glad that I did not rush into anything, that I fucked around for a little bit.
I agree. Like, this job was a huge risk for me. But it was like all of my other friends got normal jobs and I was an intern and, again, I have a cool job, but I was like not making as much money and didn't know if I would be full-time or not. And your journey is your journey. It's not comparison is, oh God, I'm like spilling quotes out of my mouth right now, but like comparison is the thief of joy. Like you are on your own journey. It's not going to look like your friends or it's not going to look like anyone else's. So I don't rush what is going to come to you either way. Like you're going to have a great journey and it's going to be even better if you do the things you want to do rather than like follow societal, like, okay, well, I have to get this like corporate job and then do this and move on with it, whatever. Like find the beauty in your own journey.
You could also just be a criminal.
You
kind of glossed over that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So then you could also, like, again, along with that, if you want to, have kind of an income, rob banks, or can you make a lot of money from identity theft? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For
identity theft would be big.
Big career in those.
Credit card fraud.
What about jewel thief? You don't hear too much about jewel thieves anymore. I think maybe people are starting to get out of it, but I mean, diamonds are going to be worth money no matter what.
Yeah.
That requires like being in person though. I feel like everybody wants to work remote now.
That's
just
true.
do ID theft.
Yeah, if you want to work from home job.
I'm a Zoom ID theft
or something like that.
Yeah, I would say if you want to work from home, identity theft. Mm-hmm. And if you kind of want an in-person job, then maybe go into,
start a crypto scam.
Big, yes. That would be good. Or start like a MLM. Then you can have like notoriety to your name too.
That's not about, start your own multi-level marketing.
Yeah, and then you're the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, don't work for somebody else. Just be like, hey, I've got these knives.
Yep.
So first steal the knives.
Yep.
And then find two friends and be like, hey, you want to work for me? I run my own business.
Right. White ladies are really into essential oils if that's something you would be interested in selling.
If you just tell your friends I'm running my own business, then they're like, oh, wow, CEO. Wow, what great initiative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still puppies. Still a bunch of puppies.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Oh, look at you guys. Look at you guys. Well, Arian, you're going too far now.
No,
man.
that's a thing here. You can't get a French bulldog because people will rob you for them.
Love that.
I bet you do.
Make a coat out of them.
No.
Like Cruella de Vil. Is that true?
Yeah, because they steal them and sell them.
Wow. Jerry needs to get back into the French bulldog game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever listen to Jerry talk about how he used to breed his bulldogs, highly recommend tapping into that.
They like kidnap. So they steal your dog, or just
I think there are people who intentionally target women who are like alone walking expensive dogs, and they go rob them and steal the dog to then resell it.
Well, I mean, if kidnappings in general are down, and dog nappings are up, I don't mind that.
It's like methadone versus heroin. Like if you're gonna steal a living being, I would prefer it be a dog and not a child.
Dog napping.
Yeah, dog napping. There's a lot of journeys you could take. I'm trying to think what other good crimes that are high paying.
Embezzlement.
I mean, robbery at gunpoint.
No, don't do that. That market's flooded right now.
The risk reward is not.
I think MLM is a great idea.
Yeah, start your own business.
Yeah. Get in on the Cutco game. Oh, wait. Emily has an answer, too.
I think that you should use your college connections and make fake IDs for the freshmen, because whoever made me pay $80 for a piece of plastic multiple times throughout my life definitely has a lot of money from that side hustle.
Yeah.
It's lucrative.
Yep.
Fake IDs is a good one.
Just found mine at my parents' house the other weekend.
Oh.
I still got 2.
Do you remember your address?
No, it was Rhode Island, but I don't remember the address.
I had a
What is it
Massachusetts one.
Mine was
Was it a
Illinois.
picture of you?
Yeah, it was a photo of me.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all did some like McLovin shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
They were were
Well, that-
legit.
Yeah,
for that
'cause-
one bar I would always go to.
Yeah. You take a picture in someone's basement and then you send it in.
Oh, wow, I didn't know this was a real.
Oh, yeah.
Fake IDs?
Wait,
Well,
yeah.
so everybody who had fake IDs, like when we was doing it,
It was other people's ID.
it was just other people. Yeah,
That's how
I
like my
think-
mom was. Yeah.
Damn.
Because that way it's a real ID.
But the thing with that is you can get charged with identity theft.
That's just
the
thing
odds
you say
of that
to shock
going
you.
to the motherfucking local pub, getting a beer, be like, hey sir, can we speak to you?
So in Blacksburg, Virginia, Marcus Vick. You guys remember Marcus Vick?
Yep.
Yeah.
Quarterback of Virginia Tech. I believe he played on the Dolphins for a little bit. He was big man on campus, right? Like it's Michael Vick's brother. He's going to come and do the same things Michael Vick did. He had to go out around town in Blacksburg. He had to find a way to get into these bars, right? So what do you do in a situation like that? You get your brother's ID, right?
Who's the most famous person to ever go to that school?
To ever be in the city of Blacksburg. So he would go to bars with Michael Vick's ID. And then it was, I think, his freshman year. They were just like, well, no, you're not Michael Vick. And so he got in trouble for that big time.
Also, he was the quarterback there, too. People knew who he was and how old he was.
Exactly.
Even if he just had a fake one with his name on it, they'd be like, dude, I know you're 19.
Yeah. He was maybe, I would say, like top 5 most famous person to go to Virginia Tech. As a freshman, when he went there, it was a big deal. Like Marcus Vick, holy shit, we're reloading. To use the most famous person to ever go there as your fake ID when you're one of the most famous people to go there is a wild move.
How was there not a bar that was just like, would let the football players
Yeah.
in?
I don't know.
Virginia Tech. I mean,
There probably were, but he went to one that wasn't. And he was mistaken.
That was very funny.
I tried to sell fake IDs in college for a little bit.
Really?
Did
Were
you?
you,
I made
were you
some money.
making them?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, had a whole setup, yeah. Then the Virginia Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Department got a hold of me.
No.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You had a little crackdown, bro.
It was after I graduated. The year after I graduated.
So this is great
So, yeah,
advice from
yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Did you make
no,
a ton of money?
It was like 2 weekends worth of work. And yeah, I think I put like $500 in my pocket.
It's not bad.
Not
For
bad.
a college student.
I wasn't like the ringleader of the operation. I was just I was a foot soldier.
You're a little elf.
Right.
A little elf.
Wait, so you
why did you
graduated
say
from
why did you say
college?
little elf?
I don't know. I didn't mean it like that. I just
What
meant
does
like
that mean?
Santa has his helpers and you were.
Wow.
I
And
was
they
a
happen to
fucking-
be little people.
No, that's not what I meant.
Fucking reindeer.
You were like Buddy the elf.
Yeah, the tallest elf.
yeah, the
There you
biggest
go.
elf.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, man.
I just remember I got a call from a number I did not recognize the year after I graduated. I picked up, and it was a sergeant or a detective or something. And he's like, yeah, I'm investigating identity theft. I'm investigating. He made it seem like it was a terrorist charge that he was looking into because you're making copies of the state seal of Virginia, and that's a very big deal. And then I was like, tell you what, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And then I just called a lawyer and then didn't hear from them. So
Perfect.
Statute of limitations, over. Also, shout out to my dad because they went up to Northern Virginia. They found my parents' address because they were looking for me. They didn't know where I lived. So they show up at the front door, and my dad looks at him, and they say, okay, we're trying to find your son. Do you know where he is? We'd like to talk to him. He had no idea what the charge was or what they were investigating. My dad just looked at him and goes, I have no idea where my son is. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they leave, and then he called me. He's like, just so you know, there's investigators that are looking for you. Gave me the heads up. It was like Ray Liotta in that. What movie was that? Where he was like the dad.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about.
oh God, that's gonna kill me.
Ray Liotta rolls. Quick.
I know. I'm going.
Place Beyond the Pines.
No.
Go
Blackbird?
With Me?
Is it Blackbird?
No, it wasn't Blackbird.
Fuck.
Go
That's what I
With
was
Me?
thinking. B movie?
No Sudden Move.
Yeah, it's B movie.
Killing Them Softly.
Unlawful Entry.
I didn't know he was in the B movie.
Oh, he's a major player in the B
The
movie.
Son of No One.
He's
Shades of
self-titled
Blue,
too. He's
Copland, Blow.
The Iceman.
Oh, Blow. Yeah, Blow. Johnny Depp's
Bang.
dad. Yep.
You sure it wasn't B movie?
It could have been B movie.
Could have been.
They should make
Wait,
a remake of
Who
Blow.
was he? Who was he in the B movie?
He was Ray Liotta.
I don't remember.
He played himself in the him and Sting were in the B movie.
Wait, Sting was in the B movie?
Yeah, isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah, it's very funny.
That's hilarious, actually.
They should remake B movie, but it's the plot of Blow.
Yeah.
I didn't know John Goodman was in there. Jesus.
These bees flying through the like coke fields down in Colombia, the cocoa leaves, and they just get all the blow attached to their legs like it's pollen, and then flying back. I would watch that.
Yeah, Ray Liotta played himself in the B movie, and so did Sting.
I had no clue.
Very funny.
Hey, did y'all see that? They're coming out with the Mufasa, the prequel to Lion King.
I saw one thing of that. Isn't Kim Kardashian trying to get Northwest in that too?
I have no idea, but
She was in the play, but
yeah.
I thought she might be, or someone's getting, or maybe Blue Ivy, maybe Beyonce's kid. Someone's getting a nepo baby role in that.
Beyonce's in it.
Oh, okay,
so
maybe that's it.
So it's like the rise of Mufasa?
Yeah, so it's Mufasa's story, which I like.
Yeah,
But
that's
if-
cool.
I don't know if James L. Jones is going to be the voice because he about on his way out too.
Wait, James
but
Earl,
he's-
that's the voice?
Oh, what? He has the most iconic voice of all time. Maybe.
When I was watching Lion King, though, I wasn't like clocking it as, oh yeah, James Earl Jones.
Yep.
Simba. All right. Well, good episode. Stay handsome, stay gorgeous. And then on Thursday's show, we're going to do Sigmund Freud and all the weird shit about his life and what his teachings have brought into this world. All right. Looking forward to it. Love you guys.